Emperor's children have finally cut. No, that's not going to work. Emperor's children have exploded back into the. No way. Emperor's children have finally been confirmed? Yeah, let's go with that. Hello, my name's Blake, and we're going to go through the latest update from GW, try and decipher it, and then our predictions for the Sons of the Phoenician. Now, if you're a fellow Emperor's Children fan like me, you disgust me, you freak. But we have been waiting for a long time for this. I've been waiting since last year when I read the Fulgrim book from the Horus Heresy for the first time, and then when I read the Renegades, Lord of Excess, which is a really good book, you should give it a go, I was fascinated by their tragic tale and their pursuit of perfection. Now, being an Emperor's Children fan, GW has followed the lore accurately in teasing the ever-loving fuck out of us. Because when the Chaos Space Marine Codex came out last year, it didn't have the Emperor's Children in there. The only Chaos Marines that weren't in there were the ones with their own codex. So we were like, it's about to go down. But it was straight up annoying when they announced a beautiful Fulgrim model, but it was for Horus Heresy and it was made out of resin. And then when you saw the roadmap for the codex releases last year, and you saw the question mark at the end of this year, every fan thought this was going to be the Emperor's Children. Even the homeless guy on the street was like, oh yeah, that's totally Emperor's Children. Can I have some money?
There you go. Good attitude.
And then it got closer and closer to the release date. And usually for full army releases, GW like getting the fans happy and excited and announced beforehand. And then we come to find out that they did a bait and switch with us and introduced the Imperial Agents Codex that no one asked for.
What are you doing? Holy shit!
But I was like, okay, calm down. Calm down. Maybe my Deathwatch models might actually be useful and have some interesting plays on the tabletop with cool flavor and lore-accurate connections with the Inquisition and the agent models. So yeah, that happened. And then they came out with the Renegades Lord of Excess book. Honestly, give it a read. Genuinely good, interesting storyline. And then now the new Eidolon book, which I can't wait for it to finally arrive. But the problem is that now when it came to the models and the actual playstyle on the tournaments, all of us Emperor's Children's fan have just been sitting here and waiting while the other three Chaos God good boys get all the attention.
I want them dead.
And the problem is that the tournament rules and the data sheets for the Emperor's Children at the moment are very, can I say, limiting. But now, finally, they've released this article with this image, and now every Emperor's Children fan is creaming their pants, and my prediction is it's only going to get better and worse from here. So, let's have a look at it. The ecstatic epistle, mysterious renders from the 45th millennium. Ecstatic epistle. I hope we get a character name on that. Something powerful is fermenting deep within the Empyrean, sending undulating waves throughout real space. We always catch wind of such momentous events.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
We always catch wind of such momentous events, which is how we managed to sneak a peek at the Phoenix Lord. I genuinely thought they spelled Fulgrim wrong there for a minute, and then I realized it's Eldari. Fuck off. Who cares? This one has befuddled us, overwhelming us with intoxicating sensations of delight. Fuck, is this Fourth Wing or some shit? And despite stern warnings from the Warhammer community Inquisitor to keep these images locked away, we are compelled to share them. And there we are. We've got a couple of upgrade sprue shoulder pads for the Emperor's Children, which I can only assume either comes as an upgrade sprue like they do with the Night Lord's Kill Team box, or it comes with the revamped Legionnaires that they're going to be doing. So who knows? Fragments of such magnificent panoply, gilded with fine metals, complemented with dazzling accessories. Such grace, such poise. You want more? Whoever wrote this is a real G. They knew who they were writing this for. Stick with us on Warhammer Community for your next hit. Love it. So yeah, that's what we've got so far. Not entirely sure what else that they could give us, but we'll see where we go from here. My predictions are that, of course, we're going to get a Fulgrim model, but I think he's going to be more Snaky Snake than his Horus Heresy model. I personally then think we're going to get an updated Lucius model. even though he has already got one, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I just think that GW will take any opportunity to make money on named characters like him. Definitely going to get an idol on Mini, especially with his new book out. And then looking at the other Chaos forces and how many minis they have and the diversity of units, I reckon we're going to get like obviously a revamped box of Legionnaires that are going to be like your main frontline troops. We'll probably get some sort of Emperor's Children slaves box, like Slaves of the Children or something like that. That's my idea. I think we will most likely get a 5-man box of Noise Marines or something like that. The like called a choir box, like because that's what they're called. They're called choirs with the option of buying a leader for those units, like a choir master or a conductor, something fucking music themed. And then based on the rumor engine that just came out, I think we're going to get a demon infused swordsman champion because the Emperor's Children love their dueling champions. And then maybe like a champion box of 3 or 6, something like the Exalted 8-bound, but for Emperor's Children. And then who knows, we might also get like a box of Phoenix Guard Terminators, and then some sort of transport or tank, like a pain engine. I don't know, use your imagination. It's hard to decide because when you look at Thousand Suns and then you look at the list for World Leaders and it seems pretty consistent, and then you look at Death Guard and you see how many fucking characters they have, and I'm just like, Emperor's Children are all about characters too, so maybe they might have the similar list, but who knows. It also depends on what playstyle they decide to go with Emperor's Children, if they're more heavy into dishing hits but not really taking them. Because usually the Chaos Marine army follows the vibes of their demon counterparts, but just like a different flavor. Like how Khorne demons are all about melee, so too the World Eaters will be, and then so on and so on. So by having a brief cursory look at Slaanesh demons, we can pretty much assume that for the melee units, it'll be about dueling focused in trying to keep your enemy engaged in the fight and not have them shoot you, but also an emphasis on like the use of aura buffs maybe. And my guess is that army rule will definitely have something with a focus on lethal hits. Because I don't know, it just sounds right to me. That's just pure conjecture on my part. And even though Bile was mentioned in the Chaos Marine Codex, I also think they're going to give Fabius Bile a box of mutant units for him to lead and put Creations of Bile in the Codex as well. Because even though he doesn't really obey Fulgrim and doesn't really listen to the Emperor's Children, he's still part of the Legion. And just because there's going to be a spotlight on all of them as a whole, I think it just makes sense to put him in the Codex instead of giving Fabius Bile his own Codex. It doesn't make sense. I assume that's going to be it for the most part. I mean, I really hope they get a rules change because at the moment Emperor's Children are not exactly the best. You have to take Lucius as your warlord always. So it's a bit limiting at the moment, but I just assume that's because they're going to be coming out in a big way with their models. But yeah, we could be looking for getting more demon-infused units, which I really hope because Emperor's Children are really known for leaning into that aesthetic and going all Event Horizon looking.
Doctor, you'll find yourself walking home.
I am home.
God, that movie still gives me nightmares sometimes. And on top of that as well, when connecting it to Space Marine 2, I also think that we're going to be getting a Emperor's Children unit Space Marine 2, where it's going to be like a double-handed swordsman, I hope. Just because out of all of the Marines that are not in the Chaos area, it's Thousand Suns, Word Bearers, and Emperor's Children. So I think Emperor's Children are going to be like a swordsman unit. Obviously, Thousand Suns are going to be like a sorcerer librarian unit, and then the Word Bearers are going to be like a chaplain unit equivalent in the game. So I hopefully that maybe they'll have a Space Marine 2 release update for the Emperor's Children playable character, and then on top of that, have their real world release with the model units as well. At the moment, everyone's trying to guess when it comes out. I personally don't know. I think that it might be at the beginning of next year, or they might be vamping up for it or releasing around that time, just because it's been teased so long.
Oh, you tease. You big tease.
The interesting thing, though, as well, is that because Emperor's Children have not got a lot of love recently, it means that a lot of us as players and painters have had to been forced to try kit bashing different things and different styles and how we would perceive our Emperor's Children to look like. It's going to be very interesting to see the differences between the kit bashes and what GW actually bring out, because there's some really good kit bashes out there. Personally, I'm going to paint my boys. I'm personally going to be painting my boys black and pink with a bit of purple in there. Why not? And anyways, that's it, you degenerates. Hope you have yourselves a lovely day. Please like and subscribe. Keep boosting the algorithm gods for us, please. And hope you all have a lovely day. Thank you very much. Let's make some noise.
For the glory of chaos!